Hey, what's up? This is a response video to Mimi's video, Don't Be a Statistic. I agree with everything you say. I really like your opinions and viewpoints on everything because you keep it real and you just bring it out the way you see it. And you are right. It's a lot of these. I think we focus more on the females, but you can't help but see the females because they the ones that have the babies and everything like that. And I think everything starts with the female. If the woman decides to put their foot down and not accept being like trampled on and treated bad, then a lot of things will not happen. Like far as like what you were saying, like how your parent, like your mom was, my mom was the same way, but she wasn't really strict. She still gave me freedoms and she still allowed me to make choices. But the one thing my mom did was she was very active in my life. Even though she was a single parent and she worked full time, she still was an active part of my life, and she really gave me opportunities to think, to be a thinker, and to be a reader, and to really be independent. She really stressed being independent to me. And it's no better thing to just, it's better to see than to preach. And my mom was like, I seen it. Like, I seen what independence is. I seen what working hard and being an intellectual was. My mom had me when she was 18. She was a single parent because my father was murdered. And she lived in a family where there weren't achievers. My mom is the only achiever in the whole family. She worked very hard. She's very successful now. And that was just the ultimate role model. So it was like, it was no way that I could be anything like some of the people in my family or some of my peers, because my mom was not going to allow me to be like that. And the way I grew up, my way of thinking, would not allow me to even make the decisions that some people make, because I thought a different way. A lot of my friends, and I see the difference because a lot of my friends, I used to go over their house and their moms did not care about what their kids was doing. They didn't care about what they was doing in school. They didn't care about what they was doing after school. They just was caring about their own life. You know, some people that I knew, their parents was on drugs, or they were drinking a lot, or they had parents that was just like, I'm free, my kids is 14, 15, so I don't have to watch them anymore. I can do whatever I want to do now. And I thought that like, by me being a parent, I think that's the worst decision somebody can make, is to say, well, once your kids get old enough to do for themselves, then they grown, because that's not true. I think when you're a teenager, parenting becomes very important because you start making life decisions when you're about 15 through 18. And just because your kids turn 18 doesn't mean you still stop being a parent. I still consult my mom about a lot of things before I make decisions on anything. So it's not, and I'm 28, so, you know, it's not like you stop being a parent just because your kids can do stuff on their own. Another thing my mama stressed was public service. And I think that also your environment actually molds you. And a lot of these schools in the city, I know for Chicago, a lot of these schools in the city the kids don't even like to go to school. They don't have a relationship with the teachers. Like when I was young, I had relationships with my teacher. I really liked my teacher. I would sit down and talk to him. So I learned a lot of stuff. And a lot of these teachers are not giving that to these kids anymore. When I was 16, and they implemented where we have to do community service to graduate from high school, we wasn't required to, but the year after that was. But I still did community service, and I did a lot of different type of community services over my whole life, because that's just the type of person I am. And I remember I was working for this institute up north near Howard Street for it was AIDS and HIV education. And this is what really caused me not to be like out there and choose who my partners were, because I did things like go to different local schools and do like little plays and talk about HIV and stuff like that. And then I also used to be at the clinic, and I used to do pamphlets, like fold pamphlets for them, get the testing supplies and stuff. And I remember I used to see really young people in there who were HIV positive. And not just HIV positive, they had all types of STDs. And it was ridiculous how some of them would come all the way up north to go get a test because they was embarrassed to go anywhere else, like any other free clinics on the south side, because they scared they were going to see somebody. And it was a particular girl that I remember. She was 17, she was pregnant, and she found out that she was HIV positive. And she said that she didn't even know who she got it from. She didn't even know who the baby of her father was. The father of her baby was, sorry. And that stuck out a lot for me, because I actually got to talk to her. And she was telling me how her life was. Like, her life always been chaotic, and that's just the reason why she just made really bad decisions. Some of these women, that's all they know. And they feel like that they make the decisions they make, but they don't think about the consequences when they make these decisions. So I feel like me having all these different learning experiences, because I did community service work at the AIDS clinic. I worked at homeless shelters before for battered women and for men as a administrative person. I've worked for Children's Memorial Hospital. I've seen all aspects of stuff, and a lot of that really changes the way I think about people and the way I think of others and the way I raise my kids. So sometimes you can say things, but until you really take a look into that person's life, you can't really say why they do the things they do, because you never know how jacked up some people's lives are. But I think it starts with education. Education is a big thing. A lot of people, and it's not even about just going to school and getting a degree or getting your education, because like right now I have a degree, and I don't do nothing with my degree. I'm actually going back to school to get another degree. So it really doesn't have nothing to do with getting a degree. It has to do with your understanding. What do you understand about this? I think everybody should take a basic human anatomy class, some philosophy classes, to just change the way they think, to know more about their body. I think a lot of people need to get out there and talk to different people, get out there and put themselves out and give service to other people without some type of pay, because it starts change. You start thinking different, and you get different things out of the world. But I'm probably getting really close to 10 minutes, so I just wanted to put that out there that, I understand what Mimi talking about. I really do, because I've experienced, I've seen the people and my peers, the way they came out, and, I think it really starts with education and environment. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.